Today, as part of London's Technology Week, we brought together a group of stars from the startup world to basically discuss the startup studio model, its problems, pitfalls and promises, and where it's going in the future.
I think actually that there will be some very applicable models from the startup studio world applicable to other kinds of businesses, whether it be hardware, robotics. Obviously, it's borrowing some of the elements from existing businesses like the design world. And in fact, the discussion that we had today was even referencing the Eames chairs from the 1950s, from designers who both worked for clients but also produced their own products.
I think it works well when the capital efficiency is still low. It works very well with our model, and so for hardware businesses I'm excited about us investing a small amount of capital, getting companies to the point where they can do a Kickstarter campaign, which then gets them the next chunk of capital, and so I think it can be very applicable.
What is going to mark out studios from any other kind of model to produce technology companies is things like exits. Exits and businesses which become sustainable in their own right. So businesses built on revenues.
I think it has to probably evolve into getting those products commercial. So I think if you can have enough of a momentum and cycle of products that come out of the studio and becomes commercially successful, I think it can definitely be sustainable. Or if you have someone who has a very long-term view and can fund you for 10, 20 years, that's also sustainable.
It's only sustainable if it produces real businesses. If it doesn't, then they'll fall away, just like the incubators of the 1990s fell away.
I think clearly startup culture is here to stay. It's a very exciting time to be an entrepreneur, and hopefully as we get more, particularly in the UK, more exits and more experienced entrepreneurs taking money that they've got from selling their companies, we're going to see that recycled in increasingly different, more innovative ways in terms of company building. So I think it's just getting started. So I expect to see even more variety in terms of the types of startup studios, how they emerge, the types of entrepreneurs setting them up, and hopefully extending a little bit beyond the internet sector as well.
I think you can see already two ideas developing. Firstly, one which is very high growth, and it's connected to the investment community, intimately connected to the venture capital and angel funding and other forms of investment. On the other side, you may see almost a kind of a slow food model. This is slow startups. You're at a studio, you come up with ideas internally, you're funded perhaps by wealthy backers, perhaps just to build entire ideas internally, and then you come up with ideas which actually, some of which will work, some of which won't, but you're given that pace and that ability, that runway to make a few things work over the course of the life of the studio.
I think it'll a more hybrid model will emerge. I think the most interesting trend at the moment is traditional venture capitalists becoming more like startup studios, in that they are increasingly hiring areas of expertise within a venture capitalist to then deploy over a portfolio. And if those two things keep on going, I wonder if you'll see a blurring between venture capital and startup studio. But I imagine either way, it's quite a long way away.
In every industry, there are going to be those who survive and excel and others who just sort of fall by the wayside. For the startup studios, they have to think about what's going to really make them stand out and excel and build amazing products.
So I think absolutely there's a future for the studio model. But ultimately it does come down to that fundamental atomic unit of entrepreneurship, the entrepreneurs and the people behind the entrepreneurs.